Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining us for another session of Detour Essentials Live. We are in our 9th episode. I can't believe it already. So we have like 3 more episodes before the season closes. You realize that, right?
Wow. Did anybody else realize Catherine's new look tonight or her new background or anything? Anything looks
Roshi,
a
tell
little
her it's not new.
different?
You had it before. She wasn't
Anything looks
here.
a little different tonight? Rochelle, have you ever seen Catherine with her hair like that on Ready to Emerge?
Yes. Roshi, you did. You commented on it the last time.
Well, obviously it's not done often enough, and it's quite
Obviously.
because we have to talk about it.
We have to. It was the first thing I noticed. I was like, wow.
Thank you,
I was
lady.
like, good at Catherine. Good.
My pastor is here, so I got to dress up for him.
But you don't dress up for us. Okay, got it. Or the other emerges. Or the other emerges. Look at that. You hear that emerges? That's what's happening here. But it's fine. Continue, Catherine.
Althea is here too from New York. Guys, I have a problem. No, like today it dawned on me that I may need to be medicated for this problem. I have a plant addiction that I cannot describe. I mean, it's
we knew that though.
control. Today I got a new fig leaf that's taller than me. Oh my God! Oh
Wow.
It could barely fit in the car, and I was ready to put out
Where did you put it?
Christian. I was going to put them on top of the car.
You're gonna put Christian out of the car to put the plant.
Oh, you don't look on top of the car. You don't look cute on top of the car. And even he has become respectful of the plants and is want water.
He doesn't touch them?
He doesn't fight them anymore or beat off the leaves and stuff. No. Guys, let me tell you though, sometimes you ask yourself, like, what's your thing? Like that thing that just time just like flies away and you are just you leave it very relaxed. It's my time with my plants.
Yes.
And I feel it just feels nice acknowledging my thing, which is becoming a problem, maybe.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
We'll come and take some from you. Thank you, Althea. Althea says that she loves your hat.
Thanks, Althea.
And Althea also likes your hairdo, Catherine.
Yes, thank you, Althea.
No, you look like Libby.
So, for those of you that are joining us for the first time, welcome. As you can see, we want to know where you're joining us from. Auntie Normadel from Atlanta, Althea from New York. Alicia, are you still in Cayman? We don't know. We don't know where you are. So I am Kathy Goodall. I'm a member of the Emerge Trio, and I am really happy to be here with you all tonight.
That's why she has a new hairstyle, folks. And I'm Naomi Garrick, also known as a PR chick, and I'm a personal branding coach and the founder of Garrick Communications.
And I'm Rochelle Cameron, a member of the Emerge Trio, and I have a plant problem.
So, for those of you that missed it, on Saturday, we had our Emerging in a Digital World workshop. And as usual, God exceeded our expectations because it was flawless.
It was so good. It was so good.
So
we had over 150 participants live.
Yeah, at one point, we had over 170.
Yeah.
And 408 people registered, and people have been emailing us and asking us, was it recorded? Can we get the replay? I'm like, we'll soon upload it so that you guys can have it available. But for those of you that weren't there, we started our day with Naomi Garrick, our personal branding coach.
We actually started our day with Alicia Moulton White.
Oh, that I have Ali. You're right. We did start
with a whole word.
Yes.
A
whole entire word.
Word.
So we started with Alicia, then we moved into Naomi, then we moved into Dr. Terry Carell-Reed, who had a great, engaging interview with our adrenaline rush. And then we moved to Miss Norma, the Miss Brand Ed herself, who took us to school.
Literally
took us to school and talked about how we show up online. And then Karen Rose just brought an entire dance to the workshop, sound effects and everything. And we talked about networking online, and our adrenaline rush guided us through the day. So, you know, the energy would turn up for the entire day, right?
And then we also had some amazing motivational moments courtesy of Sagicor.
Yeah, I was just about to say, big up Brandon, and thank you to our partner, Sagicor.
And Tanya slowly put it all together for us for how we actually, after monetizing online, how we get that money into the account.
How we collect the payments in our bank account.
What a day!
It was really great. It was fun. It was engaging. I mean, as usual, even though this is our workshop, we also learn so much. So I still need to watch, because when we're in workshop mode, you focus, but you're not really focused. Yeah. So we actually, I know I'm going to rewatch the entire thing once it's uploaded.
And
so
do our workbook.
Make my notes.
Yes.
And everything was attached to our workbook. So for those of you that were there, please make sure you go through your workbook.
Yeah, right? There are lots of the tips that you would have heard, and some that may not have even been mentioned are in the workbook for you to go through as well.
Yeah, one of my clients, I was talking to her today, and she came to the workshop and she has no social media. So I said, well, you came to the workshop. That was the first mistake that you made, because now I know you know what to do to get your LinkedIn profile up. So go back over Naomi's class.
And speaking of LinkedIn profile, everyone that attended actually got a 50% off my online course to building your personal brand online. So that was a 24-hour special that we extended to 48 hours. And maybe at the end of this workshop, I'll extend it for another 24 hours.
At the end
but
of
it's really good. It gives you all the tips to really build that online brand, utilizing different platforms and really positioning yourself so you're attracting your ideal client or employer.
Yeah. It was humbling. It was just humbling to see all it was out. I'm seeing Rochelle on
everybody knows it. I wasn't sure.
Are you hearing me? Is it me?
No, I'm hearing you now, but you both were frozen for me. But it's fine.
Okay.
This is a digital world that we're living in, right? So these things happen all the time, and the show must go on.
Yes, I was just acknowledging Rochelle Henry, who is one of my favorite Instagram persons now. Everybody needs to follow Rochelle. And we'll soon be calling on you, Rochelle, because we're going to need you on this program.
To emerge with us.
Rochelle needs to drop her IG handle in the chat.
Yes, she is quite an amazing young lady who is not allowing any kind of disability to get in her way. She fascinates me and inspires me to do more. But ladies, make I tell you something. Sometimes we talk about how some are act, but make I tell you something. That's how I act. He act differently.
Yeah.
The only good thing is I'm gonna stop drink water, so my skin should be very flawless after this, because it's supposed to be very fresh and just enticing, because I am hot all the time. And you feel one hot like you feel dirty. What is going on?
It's awful. It's awful. And we were actually talking backstage about, well, Rochelle and I, we just got our JPS bills texted to us, and it's not cute.
Mm-hmm.
The AC needs to be on.
Yeah, man, it's tough. You just turn it on and you set it and forget it, because it's turn it on or die.
You ever turn it on for a while and then you hope that if you turn it off, the room will stay cool like for a little bit, but that doesn't really work. It doesn't really last that long, so you kind of just need to keep it on.
No, man, it's hot, man. It's hot. It's hot. But we always think it's the hottest summer. But
no,
not
this is the hottest. This is the hottest.
Yeah, it sometimes you go through and you're like, it's so hot. This is such an awfully hot day. But like, we still have so much to give thanks for.
Yes.
We live in this beautiful country. For those of you who are overseas, we have life. We are able to actually acknowledge that there's heat. We can feel it. My goodness. And then we get to be here together tonight, because tonight we have a very special guest. Why do my mouth like that?
It's a Jamaican thing.
Well, my favorite Jamaican thing is not that though. It's when people go so. Why is that with their mouth.
Raoul Blaze did a whole thing about that. Just communicating with your mouth like that.
So, Catherine, why is Catherine on mute?
I'm not muted anymore. I was sharing our Facebook links.
Okay. So, Catherine.
Yes, Rashi?
You need me to do anything now?
Yes, please.
Emergers, welcome. Tonight is a very special night for us. I know many of you follow this gentleman, and I know many of you have been waiting and wondering how come we have not had him on this program, and he has agreed. This is a graduate of the Oral Roberts University with a bachelor's in business and a master's of divinity. He then went on to Pittsburgh, where he was mentored by Bishop Joseph Garlington, where he served as a few years in their young adults pastor ministry and director of Bishop Garlington's Urban School of Ministry. So you said to yourself, why never stay foreign? No, man. In 2020, he moved back home to Kingston, Jamaica, and he married the beautiful Marsha Morgan, and they now have two lovely daughters, Amara and Malia. He is the chaplain for the Shortwood Teachers College, founding and senior pastor, and I know many of you join on a Sunday morning, and if you don't join on Sunday morning, you're joining at the week. Sometimes you're there at work and you're putting your headphone in your ears because you know how it go when it's Go for God Family Church. The place, what up? So tonight we are emerging with Pastor Christopher Morgan. Pastor Morgan, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me here tonight.
Hi, PC.
I'm hearing you ladies loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Hearing you well.
Wonderful.
Hi,
wonderful.
Chris. Welcome, welcome.
Hi, Naomi. Hi, Naomi. I feel good being here. I feel good. You're having so much fun.
You can.
Wow, it's amazing.
So, Chris, I know that we don't hear of too many pastors, right? That are also entrepreneurs, so that have businesses that are not related to the church at all.
Right.
And I'm the person on the show that always wants to talk about the journey, right? The journey that got you to this point. So I feel like you have two different journeys. So I want to start first with the winking journey. So I think that would have been also my first interaction with you at Halifax, picking up my winking.
Yes,
and
the winking
my
order.
and cheese balls and all these things, right? Whoa. So I need to, and this is when you didn't have that hairstyle.
I had a lot more hair. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You were the Rasta pastor.
Yeah.
I almost said Rasta pastor. So
there's a joke now because you could have said Rasta pasta, okay?
So tell us about that journey first. Tell us about the winking journey.
Well, so back before winking started, right after the church started, it's about 2009, 2010. I had a girlfriend. Her name was Marsha. I'm married to her now, but back then she was just my girlfriend. And I remember her saying, "Boy, we need to get married." And I was saying, "Well, I need some money. The church thing not really bringing in any money." So out of the pressure to do something else besides this little church with the like 50 people that were there at the time and so forth.
Yeah.
I'm not wanting to pressure the church and to fight. I said, what do I love doing? What other dreams do I have? And I had a dream. I went into my mind and drew out a dream that I had kind of put on the shelf. It was a dream to have a finger food restaurant that was about wings. I was in a restaurant called Wing It in Foreign. When I was 15 years old, and I was chomping down some wings, and I said, one day I want to do this. So I said, well, let me allow that dream to emerge out of me. And it did. And I just said, okay, I'm going to pour myself into this thing. I'm going to invite some people over. The way that story started with my then girlfriend, we invited everybody, basically some church people and some friends, and went into the kitchen, and I baked some chicken wings and fried some chicken wings and made some sauce. I made lemon pepper, garlic parmesan,
The
garlic parmesan.
parmesan. That was
And
my favorite.
I'm not remembering the other one. Mercy, that's terrible. Lemon pepper, garlic parmesan, and something else. And they were okay. But what happened was the little wings I made and the little, let's say 15 people that came over, they just ate off all the wings. And I said, well, black people really love wings. It's so Jamaican people love wings. I invited them over to the house again. They came over the next week, Friday, and they just ate off the wings and they were licking their fingers. I said, there's something here. And then 2 weeks later, I invited more people over. It got to be where I was inviting about 30, 40 people over and giving them free wings. And I'm testing. And every week I'm adding sauces, adding the strawberry barbecue, adding the guava jerk, adding the dragon stout barbecue, and those things. And things really took off when I said, I teased this idea that it's done in a lot of restaurants. I said, let me do macaroni and cheese balls because nobody's doing that in like a quick serve restaurant.
Right.
So I said, let me do macaroni and cheese balls and see what Jamaican people, if them like that. And I did macaroni and cheese balls, gave them wedges. And eventually what happened was the friends that were coming to eat said, well, you have to charge us. I mean, we can't just be eating. But that was my idea the whole time. Right. So then, we just wrote something on a little blackboard and put it up, you want a picky, a licky, and do you want 5 wings, 8 wings, 12 wings,
Yeah.
And it really just blew up. So this desire and this dream in my house, out of my mother's kitchen and, out of our kitchen and in the courtyard there at Halifax, it just blew up. And we started to take delivery orders, had 4 bike men sitting outside, bought tents, put the tents outside. And then of course, as a lot of people know, then we just started to have hundreds of people coming everywhere. I remember when we did, 200 wings on a Friday, and it was just amazing. We sat down afterwards, me and the staff, and we drink a beer, and then, a month later, 2 months later, we're doing 800 wings on a Friday night, and then I'll never forget, by August of that year, because it was my birthday weekend, we did 2,000 wings in one.
Wow.
On one, and of course we sat down and had a beer after that one for sure. But it was a dream, Of course, everybody's starting to come, and of course, all of the suppliers, the competing suppliers, all the names, with the drink suppliers, the chicken suppliers, and everybody began to become a part of this journey and start relationships. But the best thing is the developing of sauces, and
yes,
and so that's how the dream came alive. It started off with friends, then we started to charge, and then people just started to flood and come and sit and eat.
Yes.
And a lot of people came and take out and to go home as well.
And now you have 2 locations.
And now we have 2 locations. Yeah, we have the Oakland's location.
Yeah, go ahead. Oakland's
and Ligony. We are in Ligony now. Yeah.
Awesome.
Up in that plaza that used to be called Welcome Plaza.
Yes.
The old school Welcome Plaza that you have to be old school to call it Welcome, but Shoppers Fair right now is the
Oh, it's not Welcome is there anymore. I still call it.
That's what that's what everybody call it.
Always call it Welcome.
Yeah. People still call it Welcome, but not the younger people. Not the younger people.
So let me ask you a question, Chris. What has it been like for winking during this panorama that we're in? This
drama. Well, it has been challenging. So we were always doing deliveries. So winking was already, we've been doing deliveries for 10 years. So we didn't have to shift our model. So we were ready for what everybody else was jumping to.
Yes.
Everybody already had our phone number. Everybody was already calling and had at least tried our delivery. So delivery takeout, where the challenge came was in the cutting down of opening hours.
Yes.
Challenging for staff because they don't get to work a lot, and challenging for customers, they have to buy within a certain period of time. Challenging for us because you lose a whole bunch of sales. So I'm very, very, I give God thanks because we already had the delivery stuff set up. We were able to, we just had to downsize what we do and just, went along with demand, which has dropped off a lot. Now, when the ENDS program came in,
yes,
I big up the government for doing that, or whoever made them do it.
Mm-hmm.
The bigger heads for pushing that on. It worked out really well. We jumped on that first weekend, and we've been able to be open after curfew, so that has helped a little bit as well. Yeah.
Awesome.
But it is challenging. It is a challenging time because a lot of persons are not spending as much as they used to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the great thing is that now, as we are opening up a bit,
yes,
people are staying out a little bit later. So hopefully, people are having small gatherings with their pods. So hopefully we'll see more, traction happening again after.
Right. Yeah, and our product is a pod product, right? So I mean, what we do best is, we sell a lot of deals. Obviously, people come in there for their one meals and 2 people come in and so. But for those family gatherings and the groups that get together, we're right there with the domino, the pizza, and the groups love getting dozens of wings, so it helps that. So
and there's still nobody really that specializes in wings the way that you guys do.
Yeah.
Thank God, no.
Thank God for that, right? So that's great.
No. Right.
So awesome.
Yeah. There's a lot of stories about that, but yes, thank you so much.
So I see somebody go for God massive online. I see Marklin, I see Aisha, I see Deanne, and they all say,
hey,
hi,
everybody.
Pastor Grace. Hi, PC.
Hey, go for God.
So PC, Rachel said it earlier in your introduction, and I think everybody wants to know, how do you leave America with a big prominent bishop like Bishop Garlington, come back to Jamaica, start a church from nothing? What's the driving force for that? What made you do that?
To be honest, at the most personal level, a couple of things. Let me say, I mean, when she was saying that, it sounded like she understood what was happening. I mean, it was really good up there. In other words, I was on a path, I was on a track, and it was really good. It kind of didn't make sense to do what I was doing, career-wise at all. Stay there, make money, but you have to be money-driven and you have to be foreign-driven or whatever. So I came back home because I wanted to minister to my people. I wanted to be with my people. I wanted to be the answer to the problems that we have down here, and I felt like I had to be here to do that. Also, so that's the deepest reason. Other than that, I wanted a Jamaican wife, and I felt let me go home and find one. So my personal life, I really did want to build a family here, and I also wanted to really be where I felt God wanted me to be. It's very uncomfortable to be, even if you're doing well. I know a lot of Jamaicans, you guys know a lot, that are in the diaspora. They're in America and they're making money and they have stuff, pretty life and so forth. But on the inside, they're not happy. I'm just telling you, I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy, in all of what I do in caring for people and loving people and teaching people and so forth. And I wanted to do it for my people, and I wanted to be home and really build something down here. So I was following a vision. When it comes down to it, God gave me a vision for what needed to be done down here. So that made me leave all of what I could see clearly up there would have been good for me, financially, or in terms of fame or like a name. I could have been this traveling preacher and I could have done all of those things. But I came back to Jamaica, into the grind of what it means to have church here in Jamaica. Church in Jamaica is motivated by a whole nother set of things, than it is in North America. So that's why I came back. Yeah.
So you told us about your winking journey. Tell us about your Go for God journey.
Okay. Well, that one. What happened was, okay. So I'm abroad. I'm a young single pastor in a large church, and I felt God say, "Go back home," and I started planning. This one is a whole lot less of a surprise, like winking is. Winking is a surprise blessing, and it's still going well. Thank God. But the church was very meticulously planned out in terms of praying and fasting and spending a lot of time to ask God what you want me to do. Because you don't go to Jamaica, you don't go to a country like Jamaica without no money and all them kind of things to do something. You have to be very sure about what you're doing. Your vision has to be strong. You have to say, whether, no matter what happens, I'm going to keep pressing, I'm going to keep pushing. So I got a very, very clear vision. I spent about a year downloading vision, working on the name, working on the structure, the vision, the mission. I came back to Jamaica with everything that I needed to build even what we see still being built now. So that's what I did. I mean, that story begins with taking the time to put everything vision-wise and mission-wise in place, making sure I was ready, making sure that I was right and ready to sacrifice and all those things. And I did that for a year, then came home and started to work the relationships and look for persons that were ready for a new expression, ready to selling the vision to a few people. I sold the vision to a few people, and we were able to start with about 30 people in the living room before we moved even to where we are right now. So that's how it started. I don't know how much of the story you want me to tell now, but that's how it started. We started with a strong vision. It's the same vision today, and about 30 people before moving into the auditorium. Wow, what is the vision for this church? Well, Go for God is not a normal church, right? Go for God is the kind of church that is more concerned with who you become Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? Who you become out there in your world. We are very, very convinced that the vision is built on who God has called you to be outside of even the church community, who you are to be in Jamaica, who you are to be in your world, the leader that we are a leadership intensive kind of a church. Persons come in to follow Jesus and they end up leading in their world. So we're a church that cares for folks and teaches the word of God, and we talk about forgiveness, we talk about love, we talk about healing, we talk about joy and peace and telling people not to do wrong things and stop doing things you're not supposed to do and so forth, honesty, integrity. But at the root of all of our biblical teaching is this burning desire to go out there and be all of who God has created us to be, and to fulfill all of, to live to the maximum potential of who we can be in our world, for our nation, in our community, and so forth. So it's a little bit different than the vocabulary, different in the movement and the way people feel at church, at Go for God Family Church. The vision is simply, we are in passionate pursuit of His presence and in passionate pursuit of the fulfillment of His purpose. So not only do we chase after God, we say we want to have a relationship with God, we're very unreligious and very much chasing relationship with God. But the reason is so that we can fulfill purpose, so that we will maximize who God has created us to be. So persons that go for God, they are chasing after God, and they're also working hard to lead in their world.
So I see everybody talking about mountain climbing and claiming our mountains. So PC, you have a weekly series that you do every Wednesday night. So we want to say thank you for taking the time to be here with us today.
Yes, only for Catherine, guys, only for Catherine.
So tell us about the series, how it started, and what it is that you cover on the series. What do you do? What do you talk about?
Well, Claiming Your Mountain is a teaching series that I've been doing that's been going on for about 6 weeks, and it is set to end next week, Sunday. Okay, not this Sunday. It's 21 principles of mountain climbing, and the premise that I've been teaching, over the past, let's say, month and a half, is that God has called us to climb a mountain, to claim a mountain, and to climb that mountain. Really, what all I've done is put your life journey in the metaphor of climbing a mountain, with the top of the mountain being the goal, the top of the mountain being the zenith and pinnacle of your career. You know, I could use each of you as an example of this, you know, and to say, well, you know, the goal is to be at the highest point in influence, you know, in your sphere, for the reason of leading people towards God's will, you know, towards righteousness, towards integrity, getting people to emerge and to do the right thing, getting people to emerge and be the best that they can be, and so forth. So I've been pressing people to choose a focus in their career. I can imagine in church, you know, in church, and we are talking about career, and we are talking about it's totally different than church I grew up in. But to choose focus in their career, to work hard in their career, you know, it's godly to work hard. It's godly to be influential. It's God's will for you to be strong and to have a position of leadership and so. But we've been attacking all of the fears that people have. You know, Christian people have a lot of fears about being strong, and a lot of fears about being beautiful, and a lot of fears about having power and possessions. You know what I mean? So we've been, you know, answering some of these questions. You know, preach it on Sunday, and then normally I'm live on Instagram at this time, and I'm able to answer some questions and so forth. So really, this is the kind of message that is woven, you know, in between my very pastoral messages. I do a lot of these series. Next month in August is next. I'll be talking about sex and relationships. So we do normal stuff that cutting edge churches are doing. But I really love to focus on the kind of content you guys talk about, you know, where you're really concerned with people being better. You're concerned with people building their brand. You're concerned with people really pushing to be the best that there's, you know, and so forth. I believe that we have the answers for Jamaica in us now. We have all of the resources we need, you know, within the human resource in Jamaica right now. So I'm trying to do the best I can through this church community and in this movement to get them mobilized.
Wow. So I've actually wanted to hear, because I watch you online, and
Wow.
it's actually, it was very important that we had this discussion with you, because, you know, as Christians too, sometimes we forget that a part of our ministry is showing the goodness of God, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Every sphere that we are in, and utilize the influence is not of us. It's not our influence. It's the influence of God in our lives, and how we are able to minister through our behavior, treat people, how we lead. So this is very, you know, so I've just been like, wow. And but you know, in this society, these times that we live in, which is, you know, very, you know, is a hype time. Everybody hype, and everybody for the likes and everything out there. And you are a Jamaican man, you know, having come back from the States, and you're here in Jamaica. You have a beautiful wife. And in your walk as a man of God, has that journey been like, you know, where the influences are there, you know, and the pull of the world is there? For the men who are online, and for the women who are online, what is that journey like, and deepening your relationship in Christ, stay steadfast on that journey?
Well, thanks for watching. I love that question. I would say I had and still have a great set of friends, male friends, my crew, my guys. I mean, the guys I used to be with all the time. You know, what I did when I decided to become a pastor it was a big surprise to me and to them. Okay, because we were doing the road, we were having fun in a very, I think, an exaggeratingly negative way, and crazy way. But so when I decided to turn, it really was a surprise. However, when I went to them and I said, I'm really going to do this God thing. When they saw that I was serious, when they saw that I was really going to do it, what they did was they sat back and they watched. And I think because I wasn't up and down, and because I wasn't pressuring them or anything, but because I wasn't, I think because I was serious, that was one of the most impactful things to them. They started to be a part of the cause. It was, they started to see me differently and treat me differently and almost cheer me on. Like, okay, Chris, you're going to run after God, almost for me too, And they would start bringing certain things around me. They would start hiding some things from me. Thank you guys. And they took pity on me, and they made it a little bit easier for me to break out. But I think it was because I was serious, and they saw that, well, he's not fooling around, him really serious. So, and then they supported me. So that's a benefit I had. Of course, I had left Jamaica, and I wasn't down here with them. So that really helped a little bit as well. But as a man that is living, being faithful to God, faithful to a woman, faithful to my family, keeping myself out of trouble and so forth. I had some experiences before that really made me want to be good, my relationship with God most of all. But also, I met a good woman, right? And I'm not saying that you have to meet a good woman to be a good man. But I think I met a good woman that has helped to make all of that worth it. Yeah. I am faithful to God first, and she knows that. And of course, she loves that. I'm faithful to God. I'm faithful to her because I'm faithful to God. But when you have a good woman, it makes it easier. So I met a good woman just before returning to Jamaica, Marsha Morgan, and I've been able to be good this whole time because a lot of things she was doing, a lot of things that she has been for me, that I don't know how to explain all of it. I don't know what to tell, but
it's nice.
So she's really sweet. She's nice. She has jumped along. She has jumped on with my dream, and we've started to build a family. But a relationship with God, I think, is also at the root of it. I've always been, when I turned, then, the point of my turning was when I was sick and tired of doing everything wrong. I was sick and tired of doing foolishness. I was sick and tired of the same old. The seasons come with the same stuff. Same parties, same vibes, same everything, same people out there on the road trying to impress. Same kind of thing, same sin, same. And I was tired of it. I said, this is not satisfying. This is really not what I can be living for. And I started to chase after God, and I've been chasing him ever since. And every time I find him, every time I have these wonderful experiences in relationship with him, it makes me want more. So I think my pursuit of God, on this journey of purpose fulfillment has kept me, I'm glad my friends supported me, and I'm really glad I found a good woman because they definitely help as well.
Yeah. And in your role, because you play a lot of roles, so you are head of a business, you're an entrepreneur, you are head of a church community, you are husband, you are father, and sometimes we put persons in different buckets. So we know you as, some people know you as Mr. Winking, and they say, oh, Mr. Winking is a pastor.
Yeah.
Mr. Winking, but remember, no, Mr. Winking could have loved pastor. And so sometimes people don't look at us as whole people. And in your pursuit of this whole person with different facets, how do you sometimes plug out to replenish? Because you technically are going all the time and people are pulling, and your church community wants to hear from you, needs the advice, wants prayers. Like how do you plug to, so that you can plug back in?
Wow. Well, not that I do this enough, but we live in a wonderful country that we can do the staycations and help replenish ourselves. Wow. I really don't think that I rest enough. Of course, my wife would think, let's do vacations more, because she's right, we need to. I mean, rest, of course, we have the children, so we'll go with them, and we don't rest. So to get away and rest, I do need to rest more. But I think what helps me to keep going, I think I have a very I have a system of things that I do that keep me strong. I don't think I'm doing so good on the rest, but I do have a nice workout plan. My spiritual activity is aggressive. I worship a lot, which is I spend all the time with God. Right? I don't want to make it sound too super spiritual. I press play on a playlist on YouTube, and I listen to my Christian music. That's all I'm saying. And there's something really powerful about it when I give time to just worshiping God. It kind of rests me and it strengthens me. Of course, I spend a lot of time reading the Bible to teach it, but it's kind of like it's reteaching, because I learn and then I teach. So I think I'm strengthened as I worship. I'm strengthened a lot as I prepare to teach. There's something so powerful about teaching. You ladies know you teach. You get information. You want to give it to people. It flows through you, and it's powerful. And I am strengthened as the kind of content that I teach flows through me. So I think that's how I stay strong. I do think I need to do better on the resting side of things, though. I do think we need to take, time off. It is challenging. Things are at the place right now in the organizations where we can take the time. But my family is at the age where that's not as easy, because my girls are 6 and 3. So we're working with it. I think I'll rest a little bit more when them can do different things by themselves.
And you want more children.
And then we want more children. So I don't know. Pray for me. My wife is young. She's a lot younger than me. She can hold it more. We want more. And so I don't know when she's going to rest, but I need to rest. We do need to rest. So Rochelle, I'm barely hanging on here. So I'm strengthened, but we do need more rest. That I do know.
With it, because sometimes we are searching for this rest. Like we think if we just go sleep, and we still sleep and we wake up and we still not feel plugged in. And it's because we haven't tapped into the things that strengthen us, those things that, that just make time disappear,
Right.
Finding those things to balance, and whether it's worship music, you're getting lost in your worship music. I get lost outside with my worship music, and I water my plants. Them,
yes.
And she out there creating. So we also have to find the things that give us, and not just JPS give with power.
Come on now. You're right. The word and the worship.
Worship.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow,
I'm ready. So Chris, we all know you are the son of Bishop Peter Morgan and Dr. Pat Morgan, who we all know are powerhouses in their own spaces. You're the youngest of 4 siblings who are all making marks locally and internationally. But do you ever feel any kind of pressure to live up to this Morgan legacy that has been created?
I think at one point, I haven't thought about that in a long time, but I think I went through that, let's say, I think coming home, it was challenging because, the youngest Morgan is here and he's saying he wants to start a church, and then that invite all these big wigs to the opening, and there's all these all the big names are there, and they're all looking at me like, okay, well, you better do good now because your name Morgan and we are here. Your name brought us here. What are you going to do? So I think I had some of that pressure. But I've handled it. I've pressed through it. And being the youngest, as you're saying, so I'm the youngest. I have two older brothers. All of my life, I've been trying to be like them. And then I have an older sister, and so forth. Yeah, it's challenging being the youngest child. It's challenging following your father in his career. My father was a part of a movement that just did so much.
Mm-hmm.
But I've processed it, and I guess how I processed it is to really keep my vision in front of me,
Yes.
and not their pictures on the wall, kind of a thing. To ensure that I'm being me, and ensure that I'm not trying to just be different because I have to be different to differentiate myself from my brothers or anything. It's so important to write down your vision, the vision you feel God has given you. The vision you feel is you. This is me. I am the one that chat enough. I'm the one that going to go up there. Here's how I'm going to preach. I'm not going to preach like my father. I don't have to preach and speak like my mother. I don't have to be my big brother. I don't have to be that other one. I have to be me.
Yes.
And so it takes it seems simple, right? But some of you know this because you're being yourself. It's like one of the hardest things in life is to be you, to be the authentic you. But it's also one of the most beautiful things when you allow yourself to discover you and to discover the strengths in you and
to
so
share
forth.
the gifts that only you have to give.
Yes. So I've been on a journey of trying to be me, working on being me, figuring me out, and I'm really excited about being a Morgan in this mountain of religion that means something to a lot of people on the mountain, and being the youngest brother. My brothers are nice, they're great, but I don't have to be them. And so forth. The challenge, the biggest challenge is my mother's expectations. Now you guys need to pray for me because my mother is no joke. My mother has expectations. Can I tell you guys that's the one my wife is nice. She's backing me up too. My dad is, but my mother is the one that's it. You still need to be. Every week there's this conversation where she throws out there, you have to do more, you have to do more, you have to be more, you have to be more. But it really is a beautiful motherly push, and motherly reminder that if I think just because I'm being me that I'm finished, I know there is more to be.
Yes.
And
you have done so much, Chris. Congratulations on all that you've done with Go for God. We've all definitely seen how much it has evolved over the years, and even during this time of COVID, really jumping online into that space, but making it really into a production, right? And not just let's just get a camera and stream. So, congratulations on that, and still really keeping the essence of what the Go for God brand is. So that's really, really great. Speaking of brands, because that's what I like to talk about. Currently, you kind of manage multiple brands, right? Because you're Pastor Chris, you're Go for God, you're Wing King, you're husband, father, and you're just Chris, right? So especially in this digital space, where everybody's online and you have to have multiple platforms and different Instagram pages to represent each thing. How do you manage that? How are you finding that process?
Well, challenging if you want to be to be good and to do more. So I think we are still very much on a journey. I think some people look at us and they may compare us to what other people are doing in Jamaica, but that don't matter. We're comparing ourselves to where we really want to be.
Yes.
So we I'm thank God I have a staff, and on my staff I have some brilliant people that capture content and that can create content and that push content out. What I would suggest, and I'm being very honest here, I'm not trying to. Catherine will tell you, every 3 months I sit with her, and I've called her in to talk to the staff, and she knows all of them. She loves all of them, but as a consultant.
Yeah.
And I would honestly encourage people to call Naomi Garrick and to take her course, because there is a difference between being you could be working. People are working really hard, Naomi, and they have good product, and they're at a place, but they're not doing the right things to get out there.
Right.
I would encourage you, don't take it lightly. Don't if it costs, ensure pay for it. As a matter of fact, the more it costs, the more you're going to feel more obligated to follow through on one. And if you can, pay for these courses. If Emerge does something, pay for it and go, because they're not. I mean, they're serious about what they're doing. They're bringing you the best of who does what. You know what I mean? And I think that's the answer. I mean, that's my answer to being better in building the Winking brand, and online especially, and but the church brand and all of what, to be cutting edge and so forth, and building my own personal brand. I think if they get connected they can start by being connected to what you guys are offering them, and they will get to our next level. So I'm saying we've done some stuff. I have some staff that help me get things done, but I do need some of the information you guys have. We do need the continual help from the local Jamaican experts that are helping others be better. Is much better than just watching what American people do and trying to follow them, right? But find out what we know here, what the experts in Jamaica are doing.
I wonder if we need to add Emerge brand ambassador to your titles based on that endorsement that we just got.
Well, if you believe in something, you say it, so.
We
absolutely, and I think the last question I'd ask us around that is
go ahead, Nay.
I think nice internet is okay tonight.
Yes.
Okay, everyone's frozen on my screen, so just let me know if you can still hear me, because I can hear you.
Yeah, we're hearing you.
Yeah.
Proceed with what you're saying.
Okay, great. So that's fine. So I was saying the last question around that I would ask then is that do you ever feel conflicted with showcasing your Chris Morgan personality versus your Pastor Chris personality?
No, actually, there were some perceived conflicts with Winking. When Winking just started, it was like, and I've had a pastor tell me, don't talk about your business or as yourself as a Winking, because I used to go on Smile Jamaica myself, and I used to do everything, right? But I kind of dismissed that, and I've discovered that Jamaican people will buy more Winking because they're connected to the owner. So that's that.
And not just Jamaica, Chris. That's the way the work. That's why personal branding has become so important. People want to feel a sense of connection
to the story and to the owner. So I've continued to do that and so forth. But the Chris Morgan thing, that really only just started. I mean, I really haven't pushed myself out there. I've been building Go for God, and it is upon us now. Very, very soon you'll start to see more of Chris Morgan, separate and apart from Go for God.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it for the church because it does help when the pastor's profile grows. But I'm also doing it for all the other content and information.
Yes.
I'm writing books, and I'm establishing myself and my brand. So you'll see more of that. Do I feel any conflict?
Awesome.
No, not really. It's the same message. It's the message of chase God, chase purpose, let's build Jamaica, kind of a thing. And so the message, there's no conflict in the message.
Great.
I think my church members love what everyone else in church is doing outside of church, right? They're excited when Catherine is doing her thing, and they're excited to see all the Go for Godders on Smile Jamaica in the morning being interviewed, and they're excited to see them in their different platforms doing well. So I think they look at what is happening with winking as something, go ahead. You guys started a business.
Yes.
Let's support it. So I don't see, I have not felt that there is a conflict, and I'm looking forward to there just being synergy, synergy between the brands, and the power that is in synergy, finding a way for Go for God to continue to be strong, and Pastor Chris, and purchasing a Pastor Chris book or taking a Pastor Chris seminar or something,
Yes.
for that to grow as well.
Love it. That was excellent, Chris. Thank you.
So I want to just share some of the comments from Go for God family. Aisha says, "Thank you, Jesus, at PC. Answered the call and came back to Jamaica."
Puss back foot.
Barbie says, "Go for God put me on a stage I didn't know I would be on. I wasn't really asked to be a leader or to lead, but PC saw me as I am and put me where I'm supposed to be." I just want to say, for those of you, anybody that know me, them know who my pastor is. I actually got a phone call one day, a message on Instagram one day. I went to visit a church here in Florida, and somebody messaged me on Instagram and said, "You're cheating on Pastor Chris." And I was like, "Excuse me?" I want to be like, "Mind your business." And I said, "No, my pastor knows exactly where I am and that I visited this church."
Right. She connected me with that pastor. Myself and that pastor had a hour-long conversation. But anyway, go ahead. Keep telling your story.
So PC, we have a segment that we call Best Advice, where we ask you for best advice that you've either received or that you would like to share on different topics. Okay?
Okay.
So, best advice about love.
Mercy. Does love so? Like love who?
Any love.
Best advice about love. What can I say? Okay. What comes to me mostly is this. I want to encourage you to begin loving persons on behalf of God. Let me tell you what I mean. I have found that the most powerful thing I've ever felt in my life is not just God giving his love to me, but God giving his love through me. Right? I am addicted. I've become addicted to these moments that I get in counseling, these moments that I get in a lot of different aspects of being a pastor, of course, where I get to love people, in the small things and big things. And I've found that there is a greater love than a love that I try to get for myself, right? There is a love that is better than just a love coming to me. And it is a love that flows through me. I've become addicted to loving others because I feel God flowing through me. So some people say they don't know if God real and they don't know, and they have all kind of issues with God and not feeling connected. You start loving persons and you will begin to feel, on behalf of God, say, "God, who you want me to love, what you want me to do." And you're going to start becoming addicted to that love that flows through, not just to you.
Best advice about money.
Oh boy, get financial advisors. You don't think you're bad, don't think you're wicked, don't think you're smart, you're too smart. Unless you are a finance expert, unless you're a finance expert, you need a finance expert in your life. Right? Let me tell you, advisors are the answer. Right? So whether you are your product, whether you've developed a product, you give a service, whatever you're doing, you're trying to manage it, get advisors. Ensure you have a strong board, and on that board, make sure you have a financial advisor. If you're on your own, and I know you guys help a lot of persons that are up and coming and starting a lot of Jamaicans are entrepreneurial in that sense, and they are their product and so forth. Get an advisor still. If you're serious about calling it a business, if you're serious about your personal life being steady and stable, get a financial advisor. What am I talking about? Somebody way smart in finance that you sit and you talk to, and they'll ask you questions like, show me a budget, bring the budget, come show me. Somebody that can hold you accountable, and ask questions about loans before you take the loans out, before lending money to somebody else, before you lend them. Get advice, and listen to the advice.
Yes.
Don't try and do it alone. Yeah.
Best advice about relationships.
Okay, I would say, okay, so let me give you a pastoral one. Is to really push your if we don't understand God's love, it's very difficult for us to love ourselves. If you don't love yourself, it's very difficult to love other people. You know, if some people take God out of the equation and they just start and they say something moving like, if you don't love yourself, how are you going to love others? If you don't heal yourself, how will you be able to love others? I would say that the answer to loving yourself properly is loving God, right? So therefore, really invest in your relationship with God, because a lot of people are investing in being better and so on, and that's what we preach. So I talk about all of that too, but it really needs to be have a foundation of a strong relationship. God, and I'm so glad you ladies are allowing me to say all this. But God is real. He is real. He's a person, and He wants to relate to you. That relationship is the one that you need to focus on being strong, so that you can personally be strong, and therefore be any good in any kind of relationship. And I'm talking about as a mother, as you would know, as a father, you know, as parents, as spouses, you know, as a, you know, in relationships with friends and stuff, relationships with co-workers. You need to have a strong relationship with God. I would push you to that first.
Okay. Best advice about life.
I think I would say, I was going to say, never give up, you know, keep going. You know, that's like something it's enough time at Winking that I just never wanted to keep going. Not because sales were low, but because it was hard. Okay. And Holy Padron. Lots of times I felt like that at Go for God. But I would say this, instead of just saying, well, never give up, I'll say what makes me not give up. And that is having strong people around you. If you don't have a strong support system, right, then you're going to be weak. We really aren't supposed to thrive all on our own. You know, right. So as we thrive and build our brand and build it, you need to build your team. A team that is set up to be there for someone that is overachieving, that is cutting edge, somebody that is emerging, needs to make sure that they have a foundation, right? And I'm talking about you have your 3 or 4 people that you can talk to, you know, about what you're struggling with in your mind. Advisors, you know, when it comes to making decisions, you know, emotional people to lean on, spiritual persons to lean on. Make sure that you have a strong team around it. That is my advice about life. You know, because in the different spheres of your life, in marriage, people need support, trying to do their marriage on their own. In business, of course, so in every sphere, I would say you need a strong team.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stop trying to think that you can do it all alone. You cannot.
Or that you need
You're not
to
supposed
do it
to.
all alone.
You just don't need to. I mean, we could talk about this for as long as you guys want to, but it's a chronic problem with people because the pride tells them, well, if I don't succeed on my own, then maybe I'm not one of those successful people. And what successful people don't say often enough is, listen, you see me up here and I'm shining. You see me with all these accolades and with all this money, and I've arrived and I'm an expert, and I've created all this stuff. They're not telling you, guess what? When I'm tired and when I'm low and when I'm down, I have people that I go to that keep me up, you know, because we all are so, even though there's so much in us that's great to push out, we need each other.
Yes.
So make sure you have those others around you.
Last question. What advice would you give to your 20-year-old self?
mercy. I would say, come off of the road and stop giving so much trouble. 20, Lord have mercy. I would just shake that young man up and say, you don't have to get no trouble. You don't have to go out there and do no foolishness. I found that a lot of the stuff that I did, you know, some people say I've learned from all of my mistakes and all of them were worth it and they're all a part of who I am. No. The things that I did that were wrong, a lot of them I never need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right? A lot of them kept me back. A lot of them still caused me some issues every now and then in my brain. Right? I would say stop doing foolishness. There's a whole lot of stuff that's wasting time. To my 20-year-old self, you don't need to spend your early 20s wasting time. You don't need to spend your early 20s experiencing stuff that is just not going to be a benefit. Invest in the things that you need to invest in. You know, at 20, if I could go back, I would say chase after God and stop chasing women. Stop chasing your friends. Stop chasing the liquor. Stop chasing the high. Stop chasing the vibe. Stop chasing the next new song. Stop chasing the next new holiday. Stop chasing the next new dance. And I would say chase God and chase purpose. And you'll be a lot further ahead.
Do you know Pastor Chris was in a music video?
Jesus. That was in my teenage days though. That was way back when.
Tell us, PC, what music video you were in.
Well, if I must. You're not going to find it because I can't find it. I don't know if any of you guys know. It's a song that you never get to heaven if you break my heart. 4554.
I think I've seen this music video.
Yeah, you think you've seen it?
I think so.
There's some other characters in there that you might know.
There are quite a few characters in that video.
There are quite a few characters in that video. You'll be surprised. Some female
Definitely
friends
recall seeing that one.
PC, I just want to say Trudy felt your love when she saw you in Pittsburgh.
Okay. Thank you, Trudy.
That's Candice, by the way. Naomi.
Hey, Candice.
Our elder is here, Leighton Davis. Hi, Elder Davis. You see, Leighton said, Road, we say, at 20 years old.
Leighton was one of the problems. At 20, I would have said, Christopher, when Leighton calls,
don't say no. Just say no.
Say, let's go to church, Leighton. but hey, but look at us. Look at us now. Look at us now. Leighton and I would have never thought that we would have both been elders at a church building this great church.
And my thought is that you have to you needed to have that experience to now be where you both are right now.
More relatable.
Yeah. Elder Davis, Elder Leighton Davis, I recently was in a parking lot and I think he could sense that I'm not the best driver there is, and that would also mean that I probably would have parking issues. And he was kind. He couldn't even say who was in the car or anything. I mean, I tried dip so pick up say me, so I can't really drive so good. And he was just there so kindly directing me. And I realized too that the car beside me was his. So he was also making sure to protect his car.
Right.
It's funny. That experience, just very simple, just stuck with me for so many. That you never know who is seeing your kindness and who is inspired by your kindness. Because when I got out of the car, the security actually said that man is a good man, he's a good brother, and him don't know where. Just say that. So as you said, showing your love for others through your own actions, so on, and that's ministry, that's discipleship, that's spreading Christ.
Yeah.
That. So Pastor Chris, like how we say, we have you on the show and we're wrapping up now, and you can see, when you're there one part and the music turn off and so. And everybody still sit down because they don't want to leave.
They just don't really want to leave. Yeah.
What words would you leave our emergers with? We're looking at the second half of the year. What would you leave our emergers with tonight?
I would say, if you feel a sense of greatness inside of you, which is why you would attach yourself to a movement like this Emerge movement, then you are in the right place and you're following the right thing. God has deposited in all of us a sense of greatness because He's created all of us with a purpose that is bigger than ourself, right? That will outlive you and outstretch you, and it has a lot to do with more than just you and your personal happiness. There is greatness inside of you, and it's deposited there by God. I would say stick and stay in environments like this with Emerge. I would say feed it. Find a church that speaks the language of growth. In relationship with God, but also a church that helps you grow to become a better person in your character and in your faith and your strength and so forth. And follow that greatness that is inside of you. I pray that it leads you to God and to good people. Follow your greatness and keep emerging.
Keep emerging.
And I might as well just say, check out Go for God Family Church, where Catherine is, and where a lot of persons you may know are visiting Go for God Family Church. We're online. You can check us out, and hopefully God has a word for you there as well.
Yes.
Awesome.
And eat some winking. You might as well tomorrow.
Just stirring all the things. Just stirring all the things, Chris.
Yeah, treat yourself and eat some winking. Why not? That will help you.
Pastor Chris, we want to say thank you for being very supportive of us. We actually celebrated our 1-year Emerge anniversary at Go for God. And Pastor Chris constantly prays for us. He's mindful of everything that we do. And we're so grateful for your support and your covering.
Well, this is amazing. And you're helping our people. I do want to see people receive what you have, because there's a lot of life in them. And Jamaica we need everybody to be woke. We need them to wake up to the fact that they're leaders, that they're strong. And we have so much creativity, so much product, so much services in our people, and to get them to for it to be birthed and for it to come alive, they really do need help. And I think that's at the core of what you do. So let's keep working hard, because I know most people think that, well, you just come on here and you look pretty and you have chemistry with each other, but all of this takes work, and every attempt to help people takes work. I'm telling you as a pastor that what these ladies are doing, it's not all prettiness and it takes a lot of work and a lot of planning to do it as excellently as they do. Thank you for your excellence and helping others emerge.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me as well. Thank you.
And for those that are not members of Go for God Family Church, where can they find you?
You can find us at goforgod.org. That's simple. Our website is there. It throws you to every platform. We're on Instagram. You just Google Go for God Jamaica. YouTube, just type in Go for God Jamaica. You'll find us. Instagram, YouTube, online, and everything there. Go for God is there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank
it was
you.
definitely a pleasure.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you. What a nice evening.
Oh, that was really nice.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. It was nice.
I know Catherine in our Aki right now.
I love my pasta. Thank you, Roshni. Thank you. This was such a great idea. Thank you.
This was, so many important things that Pastor Chris shared with us tonight. But, sometimes even as we are doing our own work, there's a lot that goes on to producing every week, the workshops and so on. And it was just a reminder of purpose and the ministry of what we do, because that's what keeps us going. It's the passion, it's the purpose, and sharing that with the world, knowing that we're not doing it for ourselves. We could not do this, guys, on our own. This is the straight power of God. I'm telling you, could not.
I have to share something with you too. So today, one of my clients, same clients that came to the workshop, she said to me today. She says, I see the anointing on the three of you, and I have been praying for the three of you. And Saturday was her first encounter that she says, I know that God brought the three of you together. And she says the synergy between the three of you, it's amazing. And you can see the strength in your personalities, but you can see that God ordained this union. And I was just like,
But you know,
goosebumps everywhere.
you cry already, you know. You know, some have a crying problem.
Yeah, I'll tell you the rest off air.
Okay.
Well,
Guys, well, thanks again for joining us. Again, if you're joining us for the first time, we're here every Wednesday at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. We always have a new guest, or sometimes it's just emerging with the trio. But it's always exciting. This is our 4th season, episode 9. We only have 3 more episodes left for the season. But don't worry, everything's on our YouTube channel. So if you're not already following, please follow, like, subscribe, and share. Share this episode if you think someone needs to be blessed with what Pastor Chris had to say to us tonight. And don't forget to join us next week, Wednesday, same time, same place.
We're going to Trinidad next week.
Thanks, everyone.
well, we say hi, everybody.
Hi or bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Hi and bye. You don't have to hi.
See you next
Bye,
week.
everybody.
Bye, everybody.